Hey guys, quick little long overdue review today of the Stringking Mark II-D. So let's go. All right, so it has been a while since I made a video. Things were crazy with work. Season started, so practice every day. Games have now started. Work has kind of let up, so I have a little bit of time today. Hopefully I can start carving out some time each week to make videos. But I have a whole bunch of products on my desk just waiting to be reviewed, waiting to get videos made. This one is the one I've really been kind of dying to get to. I am a humongous fan of this head. They sent this to me right before LaxCon, and I was expecting to make a video like right when LaxCon was happening, or right before, but work got nuts. It sucks to be an adult. But anyway, so the Mark II-D. It's similar to the Mark II-V in that they use the bone density software or whatever to identify strength points and weak points where they, stronger points where they could carve out more plastic to reduce the weight. Obviously leaving plastic where they needed more strength. Just like the II-V, this is heavier than the II-V, which makes sense. It's beefier. It's very stiff. Probably not the stiffest defensive head, but it's plenty stiff. I mean, you can do some serious damage, and it's not going to warp with from poke checks. It's seen a lot of use. There's mud all over it. It's kind of dirty. Actually, I don't know what kind of mesh I have in here. I can't remember. I actually think it's Stringking mesh. I don't know which one. This pattern. So obviously, if you look at the profile, it's designed for a high pocket. It's a defensive head. That makes sense. I went with a more of a mid, which is a preference thing. But it takes a mid pocket. The scoop on the II-D, just like the scoop on the II-V, is phenomenal. Probably the best scoop in lacrosse right now. The offset of this head and the scoop together, it really allows for steep angled ground balls, which is ideal if you're toting around a long pole and looking for GBs. Obviously you want to get low, but when you're holding at the end of a 6-foot pole and you're beating someone to the ball and there's a crowd, potentially you can't really get low. You can't adjust your grip. So being able to come in hot and come in steep, that's awesome. Very, very well designed scoop for ground balls. It's just fantastic. It just feels good getting ground balls. I don't have the weight, and even if I weighed it, it wouldn't matter because it's all strung up, so it wouldn't be accurate. It's still got the 29 stringing holes like the II-V, so stringing is it's a breeze. It's fun. You can do anything. I actually don't love the way I strung this, so it's working for my kid. He likes it. I mean, he loves it. But I'm gonna get my hands on another one so I can string it up the way I'd prefer to string it up. This is kind of geared to him. It's still got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. I didn't do that very well. You can see that it's uneven. One of the far side holes is empty and the other one isn't, so sort of off center right there. It's an easy fix though. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottom holes. Some people don't like that. I actually really do, and I like that they're on different planes. Kind of makes for some interesting options. Again, they've got the throat lock bolt system here, which is fantastic for alleviating head rattle, which everyone hates. But you don't have to use it if you've got a shaft that you don't want to drill. It doesn't have a hole, like it's not a Stringking shaft. You don't want to drill a hole in the front. You don't need it. You can use a regular screw. The only problem then is you don't have this cool little throat jewel on there. But we didn't drill a hole in my kid's shaft. He's got this carbon fiber STX Hammer 500 shaft that he's had for, I don't know, maybe 3 years, and he just absolutely loves it. So we've just been popping this on. We didn't even drill a hole in it to fit one screw. We've just been taping it. But I think, you know, this is his new favorite defensive head, so he's gonna use it. So we may as well drill a hole at this point. You know, this is going to be his head. You know, and he's gone through hammers and tanks and, you know, different defensive heads, and this is by far the best defensive head that we've had, without question. You know, if anybody asks me, you know, for an opinion, what head should I get? I play defense, or I play LSM, or I play D-MIDI, short stick D-MIDI. You know, I would absolutely point them in this direction. Like, it's a no-brainer at this point. I love the Mark 1. The Mark 2V is probably my favorite head of all time. You know, I get a lot of heads and I switch out my sticks all the time, but since I got the Mark 2V, my setup hasn't changed. It's that Metal 2 shaft and the Mark 2V. It's a fantastic setup. I love it. That being said, when the Mark 2A comes out, which I believe is shortly, that will probably, because I like a narrower head, I like a lighter head, so I will probably end up using that. You know, I played MIDI when I played, so, you know, the 2V kind of is a MIDI head, but really now that I'm just a coach, I like light, I like narrow, so I think I'll probably go with the 2A. But defenders, you know, if you're thinking about a new head for the season, which is upon us, for at least in California, I think back east you guys are still ramping up. We are 3 games in for my kids' team, and 3 or 4, I don't know. But we're right in the thick of it. It's awesome this year. I mean, my senior and my freshman are playing on the same team, which is the first. They did it a little bit in like travel team stuff, but for regular spring season lacrosse, having them both on the same team, it's so great. You know, we go to 1 game, we go to 1 practice. Of course, you know, PT for the freshman is limited, which is fine. You know, he totally knew that going in. But it's practicing with the older, stronger, faster, bigger kids is making him much better, which is, you know, he at this point in his career, that's what he's all about. He just wants to get better. So the season's, you know, I don't know how it's going to go win-loss. I can't really get a read on our team. Some parts look good, some parts need work, but, you know, we're still early season, so we'll get the work in. If you're looking for a defensive head, this is what you got to look at. There are other options, and if you've tried those options and you found that you weren't happy with them, find someone who has one of these and look at it in person. Find one that you can, you know, ask a store, if you have a local store who strings up heads for customers, ask if you can just sit down and string one up. Even if you buy the materials and just say, can I try stringing this? You're going to love it. It is a sweet head. Stringking knows what they're doing, and they're doing it right. All right, guys, I'll try to be back with another video soon. I just caught a view of myself in the viewfinder thing, or the LCD screen, because I got it open so I could see myself, which is a problem. My eyes kind of drift. That's why Casey Neistat wears glasses. Did you know that? He wears sunglasses because he looks at his monitor, at his viewfinder thing. So he wears glasses so he can do it, because it's hard not to, you know. You want to see if your beard is like in place. But anyway, I was looking at the camo and the beard. I look like a Duck Dynasty guy or some kind of redneck. New shirts available in the store. This is the Roots traditional stick with the tree roots, and that's on the front. It says Red Star with the tree root logo. This is a long sleeve, which isn't available, but I made it for myself. Alright guys, that's the Stringking Mark 2D. Very, very good option for you defenders. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.